Hello and welcome to my YouTube video. Today I will be making an item out of this book. It's called Nuitari Andari and it's by Ohashi Reiko. Ohashi is her last name. And it's from the library. So the item I'm going to be making today is this pin cushion. Now there are 3 different pin cushions to choose from. They are different sizes as well. So in the instructions here, which I can read a little bit of Japanese, but not that much, we have small, medium, and large. And it just gives you instructions including the different patterns that will be used. Okay, so for this project, I made up a little sample of what I wanted to do right there. So it's this particular one that I will be making, this particular pin cushion. Now in Ohashi's book, she uses the blue and the green yarn. I will be using a green and a moss green yarn for the project. Okay, so the materials I got, they're recycled or second-hand sort of things. Now, I got this from the thrift shop. I liked the colors, so I got it. It says it's 100% merino wool, but I'm not entirely sure if that's correct or not. I mean, it's nice and soft. Because it came in this bag, which says it blocks out 100% of the light, which I'm guessing was packaging for some blackout curtains. The other material I'm going to be using for the backing of this project is this cross-stitch linen material. So I do like making cross-stitches, projects and so on. I did make this, but one of the things is I don't know what to do with them after I've made a cross-stitch pattern. So I'm going to undo all of this and then use this material. I know that some people like using the cross-stitch stuff, mounting it on their walls in a picture frame. I'm not particularly keen on that, because I would like to have about a centimeter seam allowance on this, and what I will do is actually mark out that centimeter with a pencil here. So I just mark it in 3 places, and hopefully the camera's not shaking too much while I do this. There we go. And then again, I'll be doing this on all 4 sides, even the side with the folded edge. I know that it's not required on that edge, but I'm just going to do that anyway. Now, after I get that done, I'm going to now take some yarn. So I'm going to start with the light yarn. And I don't want it to tangle up too much, so I'm not going to use too much when I begin. Nope, I'm just trying to thread my needle here. Oops, not. Bear with me while I just try to thread this needle. There we go, with the yarn. So I'm using a cross-stitching needle, so it's not as sharp a point on the end, and it has a wider eye. I don't know if you can see that or not, right there. And what I'm going to do is just start on that edge right there, just find that first hole, and then I'm going to go, oh actually, you know what, I forgot, I'm going to actually start on the other side, right at that edge. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to leave the end not. There we go. Just make a knot in the end there. And I'm going to now work. So they suggested 12 spaces on a cross stitching kind of material, like this linen. So I'm going to count 12 little holes. So one is the one I start with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now it doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but I would like to do 12, and hopefully I did count that correctly. And then I'm going to skip one hole and then come back up and then do the same 12. And I'm going to continue that up all the way to the top. So I thought I'd probably just film this and maybe do it in high speed or something. When in the editing process, we'll see. So I don't know if you can see that. There is, I mean, the line that I drew is a little off, but there is a line right there where the weave is that I'm following, and that's what I'm using as a guideline to make it straight. Now I'm going to do this again from the top to the bottom, 12 spaces, but now I already have this layout here, so I don't have to count them so much anymore. I'm going to put it through that top one there, and the next line over, and then just make my way down. I'm going to do it 5 times. So this is line 1, I'll be doing it another 4 times. And the reason I'm doing 5 instead of 4 or 3 is that 3 I find is a bit too thin in terms of its width. 4 is, well, in most Asian countries, a bad luck number. And I'm a bit superstitious that way, so I am just going to do 5 because that's a better number. It's also a prime number. So we're going to go the next line over and do counting 6. So here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And pulling that through, then leaving a space like we did with the other one. It's a bit hard to see that. And then coming up. Oops. And then doing the 12 again. And we're going to do that, the 12 all the way up to the top. Now it might not be fully 12 at the top, but that's okay because that is part of the pattern. So there is a guideline again that I will be doing 5 more of the color here down the next row, and then I go back to this color here, the green, and then count 12 as a starting point. Each time I do this, it's going to be 6 when I start off on the dark green. So even up here, so if you take a look, my light green ended up on the top. I'm going to cross that over when I'm done, and then start it again to do the 12 and 1, 12 and 1, 12 and 1 for 5 rows, and then this dark green will end up at the top as well, and I will start at the top doing 6 down, 1 space, and then 12, and so on all the way to the bottom. So it's not going to be exactly even, and to be honest, I'm quite alright with that. I do like things to be a little off kilter, and not exactly perfect. Okay, so now I've finished making the pattern on the top with the 2 colors of yarn. Next I'm going to be sewing along the edge, and then leaving about a centimeter and a half, I guess, or a centimeter of space between to be able to fill it. Now I'm not going to be making it on this side. I will be flipping this round like so, and then sewing along this edge, and then leaving a space about there. What I'm going to do is actually just mark that out so that I know when to stop my stitch. One there and one there. Because this is just a fast project, I'm going to just use my little handy dandy pins to put it in place so it doesn't move around while I'm stitching and leave some kind of weird puckering. It's also maybe a good idea for me to iron this first, so maybe I'll come back. Actually, maybe not so iron. Anyway, I'll come back when I've pinned this all, when I've made it flat and then pinned it all. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a spaced back stitch. Now there's a great YouTube video by Burnley and Trowbridge Co, where they have a historic fashion tutorial series, and the back stitch is part of it. If I can, I hopefully can put a link down below so that it could take you to that to show you how to do a back stitch. So I'm going to start, or a spaced back stitch. They also have back stitch series as well. So I'm going to start here. And now on their video they say you go, now it's hard to see because I am doing it with a white yarn thread. You go one behind. Now I'm going to go right where that line is so that it includes a bit of the fabric there. I did end up cutting the other edge here just because it kept moving around a bit, and I think it might be because I did a really weird measurement there, but also because I think once you knit, or once you put some kind of yarn in one fabric, it changes the size of it. So I am going to just start here and then do the back stitch, which you go back one and then you push forward to the front. Now usually you would come back over to the same where you put it in to do a back stitch, or sorry, you do that and then you'd go back. So I'm doing a spaced back stitch, and it's nice to do because it moves it a bit faster. Okay, so I'm going to be stuffing this with some polyester batting or filling, or I don't know what you would call this. I made a colleague's wedding ring pillow, and I have quite a lot of this left over, so I think I'll be using it for a number of different projects. So I am going to be using it for this. So I'm going to keep filling this up. I'm going to put that in there. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Again, important to make sound effects. Boop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. So that hopefully is enough. So now I'm going to finish this off with a felting stitch along this edge here. To finish that off. Again, great tutorial for that is Burnley's and Trowbridge Company YouTube channel, and again I will be putting a link hopefully at the bottom of this video. And there you go, there's the finished pin cushion with some pins in it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.